So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. So there's a video on the channel, the video that does the best in AdSense. I believe, I haven't checked it in a while, but at its peak it was doing maybe, let's say $400 to $500 a month.
okay,
In terms of just AdSense revenue.
just that video alone.
That video alone.
Nice.
And it's not my most viewed video by a long shot. Like, it probably gets maybe 2,000 to 3,000 views a month.
Okay.
But
That's a video, but that's the thing, that's a video that you made years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've got videos that do just so well in terms of like affiliate commissions.
Yeah.
So I've got videos that make $300 to $400 a month in terms of just because I'm promoting a product or I have an affiliate link or whatnot. And then there's other videos that bring in a lot of leads for the business every month because I promote my lead magnet, my free ebook and stuff. So every video and
Has a different purpose.
Yeah, with a catalogue of like 600 videos, it's such a sustainable model. Because every video does something different. One brings in AdSense, one brings in sponsorship opportunities, one brings in different things. So it's kind of like once you can build up your catalogue of content. I didn't know this at the start. Like I didn't create the videos thinking, yeah, this one's gonna do well in AdSense.
Yeah.
It was just a thing of how much content can I create? I just want to create as much content as possible.
Yeah.
And then just kind of see, like what you said, create the content and get better with every video.
Yeah.
And even the videos I don't think that are that great, they're doing something for the business in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
Do you find that as well in terms of your content, like videos do different?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think so. Talking about what you said is like it's funny because you said like you need to know what the outcome of each video is, and I personally find that the videos that have done the best for me are the videos that I've created because one of my clients has texted me and said, Ollie, how do I do this? And I've, instead of just sending them back the answer to their problem, I thought, well, hold up, this guy's asking me how to do it. There's probably going to be another guy that wants to know how to do it. So instead of me just replying to Sam answering his question, I'm putting it into a video and I'm answering that question. And that's how like my most viewed video on the channel come about. It wasn't me sitting and thinking, oh, what video is going to get the most views. It was this client that was asking me a question on, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was me more so suggesting. So like he was asking me about content and what content should I be putting out, and they're actually a meal prep company. Big up a meal team every time. And one of my things with them was, and one of my things with every business, I think every business could do this at this point because of where content is in this day and age. But me with him, I was like, get every one of your customers to jump on a Zoom call with you and record it, which is what I was showing people how to do in this video. But I said to him, I was like, look, everyone that's left you a Google review, drop them a message and say, look, we're trying to build up some content around our clients and our previous customers. Like, we'd love to have a quick 5 to 10 minute conversation with you over Zoom and record it. And that's what I think every business could do at this point. Do you know what I mean? Every business could do this at this point, and it's even having like 5 to 10 questions that you'd ask them. Okay, so let's use the meal team as an example. Me jumping on a call with Sam as the meal team and saying, okay, Sam, how did us preparing your food every week while you was training for that competition help you? And then be like, having the meal team help us with prepping my food, I gained hours upon hours back. That cardio that I really didn't want to do, I had an extra hour to do it because I wasn't having to then prep my food. And then all of a sudden you've got this video proven customer results that you can then repurpose for years and years and years. So yeah, sorry, to answer your question with that, is like, that video was answering someone's question. I think when it comes to to videos and ideas is like answer specific questions. But to a point that me personally now I'm trying to do that, but still keep my personality and keep my editing skills into it, because it's very easy if Sam asked me, talking about the video I'm going to release soon, is like how to sell your stuff on eBay, I could literally just get a camera out and go to eBay, search for previous products, find a similar product, look at sold items, put it up, make it like a 30-second video. Or I could use that title and the outcome that someone's clicked on it as an introduction to me as a storyteller, as a creator, as an informational source for their business or their lifestyle. So I think it's answering specific questions, but also putting your spin onto.
100%.
Because there's like an abundance of information out there, and they could get the same answer from just typing into Google. But it's also is like I think people do want to be entertained and educated at the same time, and that's where I'm trying to like merge the two at the minute.
No, 100%. And I think like it's interesting because as a content creator, there's always emerging platforms like you mentioned, TikTok, and having to try and adapt and stuff like that. But also like you learn so much about your business and your content and your audience as well. Essentially, you're growing with your audience. And I think one of the things I'm learning is similar to you, is kind of like, okay, I've been doing the education thing on YouTube for so many years.
There's only so many videos you can create.
There's only so many videos, and also how do you like become now a creator that's not just tutorial
like one trick pony kind of thing.
And I've got a lot of friends, I've got some of them on the channel as well, and they're just doing extremely well on YouTube, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, doing their thing. And I think some of the value that they've given to me is like they don't focus solely on like how-to videos or tutorials and stuff like that. They splash it in there. But once they've got that foundational audience, they're now kind of trying to push the boat out now. So it might even if it is a how-to video, but how do you make like what you were saying, how do you make a how-to video more entertaining? Can you storyboard it? Like,
for your existing audience as well.
Exactly.
There's like a thing that I've seen before, can't remember the ins and outs of it, but it's like you need like 3 types of videos. It's like one for new subscribers, one for existing subscribers, and one whatever. But as in like, you need to find that thing of like, you need to think that when I'm releasing a video, it's like I want all of the people that have watched my previous videos to watch that video, but you also want to use that to get new people through the door as well. So it's hard, and I think it's finding that balance, because a lot of people that, let's go back to the podcast video, is like if 100 people subscribe to my channel this month from that podcast video, do I subconsciously think, oh shit, I better create a video about a podcast? But it's like, but then do I want to just put myself in that box as like the podcast guy?
And that's an interesting one as well, because I obviously, as a marketing consultant, I know the importance of having a niche. If I just focused on one aspect of marketing, whether that be SEO, whether that be Shopify or e-commerce, like my channel that I have now would be so much bigger. But it's that issue of doing what you love as well, having that balance, like not letting one video, because one video does really well,
defining
letting
your
that
channel,
box you in kind of thing. And it depends as well, like if you're comfortable and okay with just being a podcast, if that's what you wanted to do, then that's fantastic. You'll probably grow, expert.
And I do think that's hard, and I'd love to get your opinion on that. To be fair, is like I said, like I created my channel when I was at college studying like motion graphics animation. So some of my first videos were just me using YouTube as a place to store those videos, to then distribute to other places and send to people, just as like a hub. And to be honest, my YouTube channel is still just a hub for videos that, like you said, if someone asked me that question, okay, well, the answer is in this video. Go check this video out. And one of my things recently is like, should I unlist all of those older videos where it's just me in the gym, like vlogging and stuff like that? Or like what we was talking about is like videos from like 3 years ago can just all of a sudden hit the algorithm and blow up. So it's like, do I, in your opinion, do I unlist some of those videos and sort of start the videos from where this new lease of life has come from, or do you keep it?
I don't really like unlisted videos. I don't have a lot of unlisted videos unless I feel like maybe that video might have been, you know how people are like getting cancelled now?
Yeah.
The things they said years
Yeah,
ago.
I've got one I've unlisted because of that as well.
So if there's one like that, then I'll be like, okay, cool. Even unlist it, or you know, with YouTube you can take out a chunk or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I had a client last year, and I was helping him with social media and SEO, and his channel was at, I think it was between 500 to 1,000 subscribers, just growing like very slowly. And he had a video that he put out before we started working together. But for some reason, when we started working together, that video hit the algorithm.
Okay.
And it was getting like tens of thousands of views. So every time I would meet up with him for our next consultation, the video had gone up by like 30, 40, 50,000
And it was
views.
that was me that did that.
Yeah, I did something like that. But it was crazy because he went from like not monetized to monetized in a very short period of time. Subscribers went through the roof, and he had this audience now. Every time he put out a new video, he had this audience of people who were there, and that video had been on the channel for like 3-4 years.
Right.
But for some reason, like, someone might have shared it on Reddit, or I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But it just went viral. It probably did hit 1 million views in the end because it was kind of going towards that.
What was the video around?
So he's like a keyboardist guy.
Okay.
He done one video that his keyboard malfunctioned.
Okay.
So whenever he would press a button, it would say something weird.
Yeah.
And so he just recorded it and put it on the channel. And it just went viral on his channel. So yeah, you never really know. So I always, whenever I'm consulting someone about like content marketing, on whatever platform, I'm always like, create as much content as you can, like, as physically possible. When I started on YouTube, I was putting out 6 videos a week on the channel, because you never know what video is gonna hit the algorithm, what video is gonna get more views, and you get better at creating content.
Do you know what like with that being said as well, is like when I come back from traveling, like I think this is a good thing and a bad thing, but it's like when I come back from traveling, my sole focus was getting my YouTube channel monetized. I was already, like I said with you before, I was already making money through YouTube from promoting services and products, but in my mind, like, it was tunnel vision on just getting it monetized, not for the fact of I was going to make me loads of money. It was just like, I just had to prove to myself
that you could do it,
that I could do that, and that was the concept I needed to do. So for me, like, what did I do for the next 2 months? I was making a video every single day. And that was in October, and I do think that, like you said, it wasn't necessarily those individual videos, but it was something that happened along the way, because I was just pushing myself. It was like, well, every day I'm releasing a video. It didn't matter, like, whether it was perfect or whatever, but then the channel got monetized in January. So that, and I always say, like, with anything and everything you're doing, like, if you're having a shit day today, then it's probably the compound of the last 2 to 3 months of your life, kind of thing. So for me now, it's like, okay, if I want to get to that goal, it is just kind of reverse engineering it, because I can't control me putting a video out and it getting 50,000 views or 100,000 views, but what I can control, and Ali Abdul says this really well, is like, commit to making one video a week for a year, then come talk to me, kind of thing, of like, you can't control, like, okay, your goal might be to get 1 million subscribers, but at the end of the day, you can't just wake up every morning and go, I'm going to get 1 million subscribers, I'm going to get, like, you can, obviously, but at the end of the day, like you need to reverse engineer it of the fact, or hold up, if you're going to get 1 million subscribers, then you need to be putting that video out once a week. And with the TikTok I made that blew up was nothing around, well, it was around me talking about Burger King and like a marketing strategy that Burger King done. But it's like, if I was just solely focused on hitting those numbers, then maybe you would be manipulating your content. But like you said, because I was just like, when that video hit 800,000 views, that was a time where I was making 4 TikToks a day. And all of the other TikToks got like 10, 20 views and like 10 likes and stuff like that. And all of a sudden that one just blew up. So, and it's the same with the YouTube. Like, I was making loads of videos around that, but it was just that one video that then, and got the watch hours up all from that one video. So it's like, okay, even though I'd made, let's say, 200 videos, a lot of the requirements, if you like, come from just one of them. So I think it's just how can I consistently and predictably create content.
And I think that the algorithm as well, like we always talk about the algorithm and people complain how, you know, no one's watching my videos because it's not being suggested and whatnot. But you kind of have, in a lot of ways that's true. The algorithm is not always going to be on your side, but you kind of have to teach the algorithm in a lot of ways to come back and watch your content. And the way to do that is by being predictable, like you said, by putting out a lot of content.
It's kind of like there's the other quote where it's like be so good that they can't ignore you kind of thing. So it's like if you're getting no views on YouTube and then all of a sudden you're uploading 10 times a day on YouTube, it's like you're probably going to get more views, aren't you? Like in reality, it's the same if you're getting no sales and you're not so if you've got a service or a product and you're like, oh, I'm not getting any sales, and then all of a sudden you start reaching out to 50 people a day. It's like for a month, for 2 months, 3 months, like at the end of that 3 months, if you then say, oh, I'm not getting any sales, then you're probably doing something wrong because you're not looking at the key. And I think as not even creators, but as like humans and just people, it's like we love to overcomplicate stuff. Mainly, I think because of like our perception of ourselves, you know. So I think a lot of the time is more so me self-sabotaging myself, I'll be honest. We're getting really deep into the chat, but it's like sometimes I feel like when you don't want to release a video, it's like because I feel like it's not good enough, and you do sort of self-sabotage yourself. And I think like even the TikToks, it's like there was a point where I was I won't say scared, but it's like I said, like one video could change everything. So it's like you're then sort of reluctant to do it because you're like, oh shit, like. And you did sort of prove that with the TikTok video. They got 800,000 views. I've barely uploaded any TikTok since then. And it's like in my head, I'm thinking, why? It's like you know that if you continue doing that, then shit can change very, very quick. But it's like in the back of my head, it's like, but why not? Why haven't you done it? So I think it is interesting. I'm big into like psychology and into like looking at people. And that's when I also think is like when everything that you consume as well is going to play a big part of like what you want to do, because it goes back to like your network is your net worth. If you're sitting at a table full of business owners, you're probably going to want to be a business owner. If you're if you're going to sit at a table full of drug dealers, you're probably going to want to go do that. If you're sitting at a table full of footballers, you're probably going to want to be a footballer. So I think it is around now. It's very easy to surround yourself with these people, podcasts. You know, there's these massive massive business owners, massive entrepreneurs that do release content, and it's like it's all about like your thoughts become your feelings, become your actions. So it's like if you're consuming junk TV in a sense, you're watching like soaps. All of that is drama. And I'm a big one of that is like when people wake up and scroll social media, and that's why I've like not use social media, not consume social media, because even like when I talk to my mum, it's like the first thing she'll do is wake up and turn on the news.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, but when you then meet someone that day, it's like, what's the first thing you're going to talk about? Oh, did you see this happen? Did you see that happen? Versus if you woke up and you focused on like yourself, what do I want to achieve today? How can I impact someone positively today? That's gonna cause a difference in your thoughts, into your feelings, into your actions. So if I woke up and I thought, how can I positively impact someone today? How can I make someone's day better? Versus if I woke up, oh, this happened in London today, my conversation then doesn't become, oh, did you see that this happened? It becomes, oh, how you doing? You okay? Oh no, I'm not feeling too well. Oh, okay, how comes? Do you know what I mean? So I think it all becomes on like what you're consuming. And I think even I've been victim to it before, is like consuming too much YouTube content to a point that it's like, and you think like, well, this is research, this is, do you know what I mean? This is going to help me in the meantime, but in reality I'm just self-sabotaging myself because while I'm consuming that content, I'm not creating.
No, I agree. I think it's interesting actually, because I'm in a similar way, like especially when you're creating content, like that's something coming out of you, and what comes out of you is what you've been putting in kind of thing. So if you're consuming the wrong things, especially if you're trying to create a lot of content, like what you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with, and what you watch, that's going to come out in some way in the content that you put out. So I always try to keep myself positive as well. As the forefront of my brand, putting out content a lot, you have to kind of make sure that you're in that place, in that mindset to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to create something positive today. So even so, sometimes I have the privilege of being able, but I don't create content every day now. So I have the privilege of looking at my week, and even though I have set days where I want to record, if I wake up that day and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it, I'm not going to give the energy to this video that I want, then I can be like, okay, I'm going to do that video tomorrow. Where I might put myself in a better mindset and stuff, and give off better energy that's going to help to promote my brand even better and impact someone's life kind of thing, or someone's business kind of thing. So 100% agree with that.
Okay, so let's swiftly move on to money.
Oh, it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, let's swiftly move on. So obviously you mentioned like you started with like e-commerce. I think everyone, especially like your subscribers, would like to know like how that's progressed over the years. So how did you start creating? Well, how did you start the online space? What was you doing when you started, and how did you sort of transition into it? And how do you manage it now? Because obviously it's not as predictable as some people are used to, having that guaranteed check come in, check, no one uses checks anymore, having that guaranteed like money in their account at the end of the month because of this secure job. No job secure, by the way, but do you know what I mean? How did you sort of transition to a point where you knew that this could be something
feasible?
So
I started out in e-commerce. Most of my subscribers know like my early videos was all eBay, Amazon related. When I was in university, my last final year of university, that's when I first started out selling products online. So I would import products from China and sell them online, like websites like Alibaba, DHgate and stuff like that. And the business done way better than I ever expected. I didn't start the business to be full-time selling online. It was a thing
sorry, just while you're there as well, do you think like the way that not me and you specifically, but like us kind of people, is like there's a guy that I follow, Charlie Chang, I think his name is, but he's like just absolutely killing it on YouTube at the moment. But his thing is like, when you're young, is like just test out as many side hustles as possible. Do you think that's kind of like where it spurred of like, it wasn't even about the money, it's just so, okay, let me give this a go, let me see if it works, and something, not like see if it sticks, but it is kind of testing out all these different
things. That's exactly what it was. So I was running a non-profitable business at the time, offline. I was running a music and dance academy. I had like 3 or 4 members of staff. I was working 3 or 4 jobs just to pay everybody. And I was in university as well, and I was like, man, I'm broke, I need to try something else. And so that was what spurred me to just like sell online, just so I can see if I can make a little bit of money just to pay my expenses and stuff like that. And literally within a few weeks, the business was doing like 4K a month, and I had no idea it was going to do that. And my immediate thought was like, wow, I'm doing 4K a month in my business, and I know very little about what's even going on here. Like I was buying products and selling it online, and I was like, if I actually knew how to make a website and how to market a product, and if I didn't need Amazon and eBay, like how much could I actually achieve? And then I started looking into other ways of making money on the internet, like affiliate marketing was something that was most interesting to me. That passive stream of income. And so I flew to America, and I went to affiliate summit, where I met some of the best affiliates, in my opinion, in the world. Like I met like John Chow, and I sat down with John Chow, tried to just grasp as much information as I can. There's another guy called Syed Balki, and he's got a website called WP Beginner, and he's got loads of WordPress plugins that multi-millionaire, and he was only in his early 20s then, well, mid to late 20s then. I don't know how old he is now, but I just sat down with them. And I was like, how are you doing this? Like, what's going on? But I tried to do it in a way that I just wanted to listen and be amongst them, those kind of entrepreneurs. So I got, my thing was I wanted to sell products online, but there was a lot of manual labor in terms of doing it, like researching the products. Even if you're doing like FBA and dropshipping and stuff like that, there's still a lot of behind the scenes thing that you have to do. Whereas now, like a huge chunk of my income is just passive income. So I could take a year or 2 off work and still live a really good life, like still pay all my bills, rent, whatever. Because
are you renting where you live now?
I'm renting, yeah. I'm not buying. I'm not planning on buying just yet because I want to kind of like meet the one like with you and fall in love and all that stuff, if that exists. But I feel like my aim was, okay, how do I make a passive income so that it is sustainable? I don't really have to worry about it. And then like YouTube was the best platform to do that. There's so many ways to create passive income.
And out of curiosity for the people watching and listening, is like my YouTube income that comes directly from YouTube like wouldn't sustain like rent and stuff. I don't rent, but it's like the income from YouTube AdSense alone like wouldn't cover it. I know a lot of YouTubers don't rely solely on that, but is your YouTube AdSense to a point that you could get by from just the YouTube AdSense?
YouTube AdSense, the lifestyle I live, I wouldn't be able to cover it. But it's interesting because because I've got a lot of YouTuber friends now. I do know a lot of YouTubers who have like bigger numbers. And they're just not able to live off it at all because you have to see it as a business, and if you don't see it as a business, you will never live off of it. Kind of thing.
And I think also it's like if you are just solely relying on it, then you're not using it to the potential that it can be used to in a sense.
Exactly, and like there's so many different. So my business model is different to a lot of other people, so it's not going to be exactly the same. But I sell a lot of online courses.
So I wanted to get to that.
So that's a huge. I would say that's like 50%, maybe 60% of my income is online courses. But then YouTube in itself, you have to look at all of the opportunities involved in YouTube. Like obviously AdSense is one, then you've got affiliate marketing, then you've got sponsorships, and then you've got just clients that come, like they see you and they're like, oh, can I have consulting hours and whatnot. And then you have people who will watch your videos and go and buy a course or buy a book or whatnot. So there's so many
different streams